In the last 3 years, in the wake of the Bush-Cheney administration and the McCain-Palin campaign, the Republican Party has lost control of the White House, lost control of the House of Representatives, and lost control of the Senate. Without any agreed-upon national leadership or any clear agreement among its own members about a policy agenda for moving forward, the GOP has tried to focus itself by focusing opposition on specific policies of the new Democratic president. The Obama administration continuing the Bush administration's bailout, that's been one. That's been awkward because Bush, after all, started it. The Obama administration's stimulus package, that's been awkward because of basic macroeconomics. The Obama administration's first Supreme Court nominee. Good luck with the opposition on that one, you guys. And then there's the issue of closing the prison at Guantanamo, which was, quite recently, a bipartisan, almost consensus position. President Bush said he wanted Guantanamo closed. Senator McCain campaigned on the pledge to close it. President Obama did order that it be closed down. Belatedly, the Republican leadership in the United States Senate decided that despite its bipartisan origins, they would see if they could pick a fight, a political fight, on closing Guantanamo. And that may have been a shrewd political calculation when they were able to frame that fight as Republicans versus President Obama. What it's actually turning out to be is Republicans versus President Obama and Defense Secretary Bob Gates and General David Petraeus and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Admiral Mike Millett, which makes the political calculation here maybe a little less shrewd. Secretary Gates made his position on the issue very clear on the Today Show this past Friday.
The truth is, it's probably one of the finest prisons in the world today, but it has a taint. It is the name itself is a condemnation. What the president was saying is, this will be an advertisement for Al-Qaeda as long as it's open. There's a lot of fear-mongering about this. We've never had an escape from a supermax prison, and that's where these guys will go. And if not one of the existing ones, we'll create a new one.
That looked a lot like strike one for the political wisdom of Republicans picking a fight on Guantanamo. For strike two, we turn to General David Petraeus in his interview with Radio Free Europe on Sunday.
With respect to Guantanamo, I think that the closure in a responsible manner sends an important message to the world, as does the commitment of the United States to observe the Geneva Convention when it comes to the treatment of detainees.
If you're keeping track at home, don't forget that was the man whose name was fondly floated not long ago by Republicans as a 2012 dream candidate. That's him telling them they're wrong about Guantanamo. Bad strategy strike three comes courtesy of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
I've advocated for a long time now that it needs to be closed. The concern I've had about Guantanamo in these wars is it has been a symbol and one which has been a recruiting symbol for those extremists and jihadists who would fight us. And I think that centers, that's at the heart of the concern for Guantanamo's continued existence, in which I spoke to a few years ago, the need to close it.
But hey, who needs the support of your country's top military officers when debating stuff like military detention policy? In today's Washington Times, Republican Senator James Inhofe of Oklahoma continued the Republicans' fight against the military on this subject, arguing, quote, Americans don't want Gitmos terrorists in their neighborhoods. Who knows? Senator Inhofe may, in fact, be building up a very small constituency of support among Americans whose neighborhoods are inside solitary confinement cells in supermaximum federal prisons. On the other hand, he's 0 for 3 so far on support from major U.S. military officers.